You know, since we've been touching on the subject of interiors today, now is the perfect time to deal with the biggest problem that you're going to face when you're doing an interior. It's the wrong color, or it's faded. Now, if we're talking about a carpet, that's not that big a deal, because you just get a new carpet and put it in. But if you're talking about a panel or a dash, oh, that is a whole different deal. Because if you are lucky enough to find a new panel, it's probably going to be black and really expensive. If you go to a salvage yard, you're going to get stuff that's probably the wrong color or faded. So you're right back where you started. Now, the best thing to do is to try to refurbish your old panels, provided they're not cracked or broken. Now, I know some of you guys are going, oh no, I am not going to try that. And that's because most of us in the past have tried to paint these kind of panels only to have the paint flake off in a week or two, and you end up with a bigger mess than what you started with. Now, the good news is there is a way to paint this stuff to where it looks good and lasts a long time. That's what we're going to show you. Okay, the first thing you need to do is get the parts ready to be painted. Any gouges that need to be smoothed, any parts that need to come off, now is the time to do it. The next step, and this is a biggie, you have to prep the panels properly. Most interior panels have years of protectants rubbed into them, and they also had a mold release on them from the factory to help them pop out of the mold. Paint will not stick to any of that, so it's all got to come off. And that takes a serious cleaner. Now, I like to use trisodium phosphate, or TSP for short. You can pick this up at the local hardware store. It's a great heavy-duty all-purpose cleaner, and it'll do a great job getting all the nasty goo off these panels. Once the panels are clean and dry, we'll give them a good wipe down with a wax and grease remover to make sure that there is absolutely nothing left anywhere on the panel that could prevent good adhesion. That is why this step is important. There's still some stuff on here. Now, the real key to getting paint to stick to vinyl or plastic is you have got to use a high-quality vinyl paint like this from Duplicolor. Now look at that. That is for vinyl. Now the reason that's important is because vinyl moves, man. It expands, it contracts, and this paint will do the same thing, so it won't flake off. Now, Duplicolor's got this in all kinds of different colors, so you should be able to find some to fit your application. Now, wait a minute. Before you just start shooting paint on, the first thing you need to put on is an adhesion promoter. Now, this is basically a clear, light primer that makes your paint stick like crazy. Finally, you're ready for the paint, and it's very important that you don't just glob on big, heavy coats. Now, 2 or 3 light coats are the way to go here, so you not only don't get runs, but you also don't fill up the grain pattern in the plastic. And once it's all dried out, you've got a panel that looks brand new. I mean, check it out. Look at the difference between the one I haven't painted yet. Now, look at these pieces. They look like they came right off of the shelf, and they're durable. This stuff is not going to flake off. Now, when you put it all back together, you can use your protectants on it, and it'll last a good long time. The best part is, this is something that's cheap and easy to do. All you need is some cleaner, some Duplicolor, and a few hours. So now, you have no excuse to have a nasty old interior. Get out there and work on it.